This is a motor power supply board from a Sega G-loc Deluxe that was previously repaired and working. At least working in the sense that all of the voltage DC outputs into all the logic chips, etc., were all tested and working fine, and I went through the usual test procedures, and that's all good. So what's happened to this board is that it was plugged into a Sega DA motor control board. It's a G-loc board, and it actually ended up moving the DC motors in the Sega G-loc machine, and when it moved the motors, it tripped the neutral safety switch that's built into the Sega machines. Now, it moved both motors, and it moved both of them on separate occasions. And when it did that, the Sega DA board, which is in unknown condition, actually wasn't plugged into the main PCB stack. So it's highly likely that there was some sort of issue with that board. Anyway, what's happened is both of these motor power supply boards have been removed from their cages in the machine. The other motor supply board has passed all of the normal tests that you apply to it. However, this one has something wrong with it, and I'm about to show you what it is. So when the board's plugged in to AC, if I measure the AC input voltage at the top of the R24 resistor, and then I've just soldered a white test lead onto the input of the L2 transformer, and I've just got that hooked up to a set of multimeters, which are over here, set to AC. As soon as I plug that in, the voltage will go up to its normal 320 odd volts, and then it will start to go back down again. So I've got it plugged in. I've got the board set to 100 volt input. It's just running through a step down transformer. Multimeters are ready to go. So I'll just keep the video on the multimeters and I'll plug it in. Then you can see that AC voltage input starts to drop. And it will continue to drop until sort of the low 200 volts. AC. So I'm actually going to pull the plug soon. So it's just settled down to 261 volts AC, and it's just sitting there. So I'm just going to pull it out of the wall, and you'll notice that the voltage will then just drop away. Interestingly, if I can plug it back in quickly enough, it won't spike back up again. So I'm just about to plug it back in, and it doesn't spike up over 300 volts again. Now, all I've done so far is just test the input to L2. I haven't bothered desoldering anything yet. I suspect it might be one of the K1250s, but I'm keen to hear what other people think it might be.